Okay, so ayan, hello guys, good morning. So for today, ano naman tayo, integral calculus. So sa integral calculus, yung mga matatakel natin na topics, first we have the basic integration formulas. So usually, yung mga formulas naman natin na ibibigay is more on reversal din lang naman ng derivatives. Then next we have the application ng integrals. First we have the area, then arc length. So yan yung madidiscuss natin sa integral calculus 1. Then yung ibang applications, nasa integral calculus 2 na. Then also, we will be discussing the Wallis formula dito sa integral calculus 1. Okay, so ayan, let's start. So first, unahin muna natin yung mga algebraic, exponential, and logarithmic function. So ito yung mga nagiging fundamental natin, or building blocks natin sa integration. Okay, so ano yung mga formula na ito? So first, we have the integral ng constant du. Okay, so ang mangyayari dyan, ihiwalay mo lang yung constant, Then, integral ng du, that is equal to au plus c. Okay, so yung a natin is constant, then u is any variable. Okay, it could be x, it could be z, ano. So, yung second formula naman, we have the a raised to u, du. Okay, so that is equal to a raised to u over ln a plus c. Okay, and don't forget na dapat yung a natin or yung constant natin should be greater than 0. Okay? Or yung a natin should not be equal to 1. Okay, kapag greater than 0 siya. Okay? Bakit? Kasi halimbawa kapag 1 yan, ln1 natin is equal to 0, di ba? Yung natural logarithm ng 1 natin is equal to 0. Then hindi naman pwede maging 0 yung denominator natin for this case. So ayan. Third formula naman, so we have u raised to n times du. Okay? So yung integral niya, that is equal to 1 over n plus 1, multiplied by u raised to n plus 1 plus c. Okay, so wag niyo kakalimutan lagi yung constant, kasi naka-indefinite integral tayo. So kapag definite integral, so meron na yung upper, and lower limit, okay, or boundary. So mawawala na yung c natin dyan. Okay, but for this case, since mga indefinite integral tayo, so dapat may constant tayo lagi. So, balik tayo dito sa number 3. So, yung n natin should not be equal to -1 para hindi maging 0 yung denominator natin. And kung titingnan natin yung pattern dito, so parang reversal lang siya ng power rule natin sa derivative. Itong formula 3 natin. Okay? So, for the fourth naman, ito yung pinakamadali for the exponential function. So, we have e raised to u times du is equal to a raised to u, e raised to u plus c. Okay? Then for the fifth naman, so ito naman yung parang reversal natin sa natural logarithm. So we have u raised to -1, that is simply equal to, so yung u raised to -1, equal lang yan sa 1 over u, So we have integral ng du over u, okay? That is equal to natural logarithm ng absolute value ng u plus c. Okay, for number 6 naman na formula, so we have ln u du is equal to u ln u. Okay, so don't forget, pag ito absolute yan, absolute value. So we have absolute natural logarithm ng absolute value ng u minus u plus c. Okay, so yan lang naman pagdating sa algebraic exponential logarithmic. Next, we have the trigonometric functions. So sa trigonometric function, so unahin muna natin yung sine, cosine, and tangent. So yung sine naman, sin u du is equal to negative cosine u plus c. Okay, so parang reversal lang ito. Sa trigonometric, pagdating sa derivatives, reversal pagdating sa integrals. So we have cosine u du is equal to sin u plus c. Okay, kasi 'di ba, yung ddx natin ng sin x is equal to cosine x lang. The next, tangent u du. Okay, ito iba na. So we have natural logarithm ng secant u plus c. Okay, so absolute value niya. So pang-apat naman, cotangent. So integral ng cotangent u du is equal to natural logarithm ng absolute value ng sin u plus c. Okay, so next we have the secant u du, that is equal to natural logarithm ng secant u plus tangent u plus c. Okay? Pang-anim naman, cosecant u du, okay, that is equal to natural logarithm ng cosecant u minus cotangent u plus c. Okay? So, next. Okay, pwede rin ganito. Ilalabas natin yung negative sign, ano? So, ito yung magiging kalalabasan niya. For the seventh naman, seventh formula, so we have second q tangent qd is equal to second q plus c. Okay, so ito reversal din ito, ano? So, we have d, matatandaan nyo, d over dx ng second x is equal to second x tan x, di ba? Okay, so next naman, ito reversal din ulit. So we have cosecant q, cotangent q du, yung integral niya, that is equal to negative cosecant q plus c. Then for the number 9 naman, so ito, reversal din, ano, integral ng secant squared u, du is equal to tangent q plus c. Then for the number 10 naman, so we have cosecant squared u, du is equal to negative cotangent u plus c. Okay? So yan, para may dinagdag lang tayo itong secant q, cosecant q, ano, then cotangent tangent q. Okay, sa pagdating sa integral compared sa derivatives, okay? So ayan. So next naman, trigonometric substitution. So nakalagay dito, for example, meron tayo sa sa function na merong ganitong format, ano? So we have naka-square root daw ng a, where a is constant, ano? Minus b, yung b constant din. Okay? Times x squared. So yung x squared naka-multiply dito sa b. Okay? So ang gagamitin natin, sa substitute natin yung x, or let x squared daw is equal to a over b sine squared theta para makuha natin yung square root of a multiplied by cosine theta. Then for square root naman ng a plus bx squared, ano, so use x squared is equal to a over b. So instead na sine squared na, since positive na yung ginamit nating sign dito or operator, okay, so we use tan squared theta para makuha natin yung square root of a secant theta. Then for the last one naman, so we have square root of bx squared minus a. So parang kabaliktaran lang nitong number 1, ano? So we have use x squared is equal to a over b secant squared theta para makuha natin yung square root of a tangent theta. Okay, so ano example yan? So halimbawa, kukuha na natin ng integral yung uh, 1 over, let's say, square root of 4. Yeah. 4 minus x squared dx. So titingnan natin yung denominator. So pipili tayo kung ano yung format yung parang kasing pareho niya. So titingnan natin between these three, ano, ito yung pinaka. Okay, so ito yung pareho dito. Okay, so ang gagawin natin, ano, so we have a. A natin is equal to, ilan ba yan? So a minus bx squared, so 4 minus x squared. So a natin is equal to 4, then b natin is equal to 1. Then let x squared, that is equal to, yung a natin, 4 over 1. So 4 over 1, okay, sine squared theta. Or simply, 4 sine theta lang. 4 sine squared theta, sorry. Okay? So anong gagawin dyan? So let x, so tawag dito, i-root natin yan, square root. So we have x, okay, that is equal to, wait lang, nangyari. Okay, na-skip siya. Balikan natin yung, okay. Balikan natin yung substitution. That is equal to, yung x natin, 2 sine theta. Okay? So, once na nakuha niyo yung x is equal to 2 sine theta, okay, parang nag-solve na tayo ng integral, ano? So, x is equal to 2 sine theta, then solve for the derivative. So, we have dx is equal to 2 cosine theta, di ba? Okay, so pwede na natin siyang i-substitute dito. Pwede na. So, we have, okay, so yung dx natin, meron na tayo. Then yung square root of 4 minus x squared, substitute natin. So square root of 4 minus x squared, that is equal to 4 minus, okay, yung x squared natin, that is equal to 4 sine squared theta. So gumagamit tayo ng trigonometry, pang substitute dito sa integral natin, sa function na to. So we have, labas natin yung 4. So square root of 4, we have 2. Okay? 2 times 1 minus sine squared theta. And kung matatandaan ninyo from Pythagorean identity, so 1 minus sine squared theta is equal to cosine squared theta. Then i-square root mo siya. So we have 2 cosine theta. Okay? So therefore, we have, lagay na lang natin dito. So we have 1 over, so dx na lang. over 4 minus x squared. So yung dx natin, that is equal to 2 cosine theta, di ba? 2 cosine theta. Then yung equivalent natin dito sa trigonometry ng denominator natin. Okay, so we have 2 cosine theta din. Okay, so don't forget may d theta pa pala dito. Okay? So, yung matitira natin, so we have d theta. Then integral yan, that is equal to theta plus c. Then solve natin yung theta. Okay? So we have x is equal to 2 sin theta. Then theta is equal to arc sine ng x over 2. So therefore, yung answer natin for this integral is equal to arc sine x over 2, okay, plus c. Okay, so yan yung answer natin. Okay, so ganyan lang naman pag ginagamit natin yung um, trigonometric substitution. Okay, malinaw guys? So ayan, next slide. So ano naman tayo, inverse trigonometric functions. So ano yung mga trigonometric functions natin na inverse? So we have, eto. So reversal ito, no? So we have du over the square root of a squared minus u squared. Yung integral niya, that is equal to arc sine u over a plus c. Then sa pangalawa naman, so ito, square root. Okay, so para mabilis yung pagsaulo natin ng mga formulas. So halimbawa, tinanggal natin yung square root, then plus sine. Okay, arctan yan. Okay? So we have d over a squared plus u squared integral is equal to 1 over a arctangent u over a plus c. Okay? Then for third formula naman, du over u multiplied by the square root of u squared minus a squared is equal to 1 over a arc second, u over a plus c. Okay, ito mga reversal lang ito guys ng inverse trigonometric functions na dinifferentiate. Right? Then number 4 naman, kapag arc sine u du, that is equal to u arc sine u plus the square root of 1 minus u squared plus c. Then, pangalima, so we have arctangent u du is equal to u arctangent u minus the natural logarithm ng square root of 1 plus u squared plus c. Okay? Although may hindi pa ko nalalagay dito eh. So ilagay ko na rin lang kasi ito yung pinaka-common na ginagamit na tawag dito na inverse trigonometric functions na ini-integrate. So halimbawa, kung may lumabas, so halimbawa arc cosine u du, okay? So that is also equal to arc cosine u minus the square root of 1 minus u squared plus. Okay? So parang same lang siya dito sa number 4, kundi cosine na yung ginamit, then instead of positive sign dito, okay, naging negative na. Then for number 7, para hindi na tayo hirap sa pagsaula, no? So kapag arc second naman, we have u arc second u minus natural logarithm ng absolute value ng u plus u squared minus 1. Okay? Plus c. Okay, then kapag arc cosecant naman, so we have u arc cosecant minus plus pala natural logarithm ng absolute value ng u plus u squared minus 1. Okay? So kabaliktaran lang siya ng arc secant dito sa sign. Okay? So ito, negative, then ito positive na. So ayusin lang natin. So arc secant minus natural logarithm. Okay? So yan lang naman kapag inverse trigonometric. Next. Hyperbolic functions. So ito reversal lang din. So hyperbolic sine ng u du. Yung integral niya is equal to hyperbolic cosine. Okay? U plus c. So same din dito sa hyperbolic cosine. Okay, remember kapag hyperbolic so nawala na yung negative. Okay? Sa trigonometric, So, parang same lang siya, di ba, sa trigonometric. Okay, yung sine and cosine. So, except that, pagdating sa cosine, ano, in-integrate mo siya, wala nang negative sign. Okay? For the hyperbolic tangent naman, so that is equal to natural logarithm ng hyperbolic cosine u plus c. Okay? Tawag dito, kapag hyperbolic naman na cotangent, okay, that is equal to natural logarithm ng absolute value ng hyperbolic sine u plus c. Okay, then ito naman reversal na ito, no? So for the hyperbolic secant squared u, okay, that is equal to hyperbolic tangent ng u plus c. Okay, then ito naman integral ng hyperbolic cosecant squared u du, that is equal to hyperbolic negative hyperbolic cotangent u plus c. Okay? Then ito reversal din ulit. Okay, then except for number 9, okay, so we have du over d square root of u squared plus a squared. So ito na yung gagamitin nating format, ano? So that is equal to inverse hyperbolic sine u over a plus c. Okay? Then pag ganito rin yung nakita nyong format, ano ng function, so that is equal to hyperbolic cosine, ano? Inverse hyperbolic cosine u over a plus c. And remember na yung a natin should be between u and 0. Okay, then ito naman, so pag ganito yung format, that is equal to 1 over a, ano, inverse hyperbolic tangent ng u over a plus c. Okay, then yung u squared natin should be less than a squared. Okay, screenshot. Then for number 12 pala, meron pang isa. So we have, pag ganitong format din, so kabaliktaran lang nitong number 11, ano, pagdating sa denominator. So we have negative 1 over a, inverse hyperbolic cotangent, okay, ng u over a plus c. Okay? Then, x squared natin should be greater than a squared. Okay, so dapat u ito. So, u squared is greater than a squared. Okay? So, ayan. So, meron pa tayong mga additional functions. So, kapag ganito yung format, ano, so ito, logarithmic equivalent lang naman siya nitong inverse hyperbolic sign. Okay? So, we have square root of u squared plus a squared. So, same lang dito. Okay? So, ito yung magiging logarithmic value niya. Ano? Imbes na gumagamit tayo ng hyperbolic sign, inverse hyperbolic sign, pwedeng ito yung gamitin natin using natural logarithm. So we have integral nitong function that is equal to natural logarithm ng absolute value ng u plus the square root of u squared. It could be plus or minus, depende kung plus or minus yung nandito sa denominator natin sa loob ng square root. Okay? Multiply, plus or minus ng a squared, okay, plus c. Then for the number 2 naman, so we have this function, kapag in-integrate natin, so ito yung magiging equivalent value niya. So we have 1 over 2a is equal to natural logarithm ng a plus u over a minus u plus c. And always remember na yung u squared natin should be less than a squared. Then for the third formula naman, ito naman siya. So parang binaliktad lang din dito sa second, ano? So yung a squared minus u squared naging u squared minus a squared, then tinanggalan ng square root. Okay, then binaliktad din dito sa taas and baba. Okay? So we have, instead ng a plus u, naging u plus a na siya. Okay, then for the fourth formula naman, so we have square root of a squared minus u squared du. Okay, so yung integral niya, that is equal to u over 2, then copy lang ito. Okay, then plus a squared over 2 times arc sine ng u over a plus a. So yan yung mga formulas natin. Then for the last naman, so we have integral ng square root ng u squared plus or minus a squared du. So ito yung magiging kalalabasan niya. Ano? So we have u over 2 times the square root of u squared plus or minus a squared plus a squared over 2, then natural logarithm ng, okay, u plus the square root of u squared plus or minus a squared plus c. Okay? So, ayan. Kapag integration by parts naman, halimbawa, meron tayong mga transcendental functions. So, ito gamit na gamit to, ano, or yung basic functions lang, pwedeng basic functions, exponential, then minultiply mo siya sa transcendental such as cosine, hyperbolic cosine, we have the exponential or logarithmic, ano. Sa halimbawa, i-integrate mo, EX cosine X. So, pag mga ganitong function, so, dito na papasok yung integration by parts. So, halimbawa, ito yung gagawin yung U, yung EX, then yung DV naman, okay, itong cosine X. Okay, so halimbawa may DX yan. Okay, so ang gagawin nyo, kunin nyo yung U, so copy lang, U is equal to EX. Then yung V niya, yung DV natin is equal to cosine X dx. Then solve yung du natin. Okay? So, yung derivative ng EX natin is equal to EX lang din. Then, ito naman, integrate natin yung cosine X dx that is equal to sin X. Okay? So, kakapin lang natin yung format. So, we have UV. Okay, so we have EX, UV, sin X, then minus. Yung V natin, ilan ba? So, we have sin X. Okay? Then, du natin, EX dx. Okay? Then, integrate natin ulit ito. Okay, so ganun lang yung integration by parts. Then for the Wallis formula naman, so ginagamit natin ito, halimbawa kapag pinag-multiply natin yung mga sine and cosine functions. Okay? So ang gagawin natin dyan, halimbawa, yung m natin, nakadepende yan dito sa value ng m and n natin. May mga case natin tayo dyan. So halimbawa, kapag m natin, let's say 4, then yung n natin is 2. So, syempre, kung titingnan natin, 4 and 2 are both even numbers. So, therefore, yung alpha natin dito. So, ito yung formula niya. Okay? So, parang hindi na tayo mag-i-integrate dito. So, ito na yung pinaka-formula niya. So, ang gagawin natin, yung alpha natin, that is equal to pi over 2. Okay? Then, kapag otherwise naman, so it could be, ano bang tawag dito? So, kapag hindi equal, hindi even number siya, okay? Or pwedeng isa, even, yung isa add. Okay, so set alpha is equal to 1. Okay, and always remember that m and n are positive integers and should not be equal to 1. Okay, so dapat yung m natin and n, so not equal to 1. So next, so yung m natin, so halimbawa, explain ko lang ulit, So halimbawa, yung 4. So halimbawa, sin 4 cosine squared theta. Okay? D theta. So that is equal to, so unahin muna natin yung m. So follow this format, 4 minus 1, so we have 3. Then 4 minus 3, so we have 1. Okay, so yan na yung pinakasagad niya, 2 or 1, yung pinakahuli. Okay? Then multiply natin yan dito sa n naman. So n minus 3, so we have 2 minus 1 pala. So we have 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So yan na yung pinakasagad niya. Okay? Then denominator natin, m plus n. So we have 4 plus 2. We have 6. Then 4 plus 2, 6 minus 2, we have 4. Then sunod-sunod lang yan, So we have 6, 4, 2. Okay, yan na yung pinakasagad niya. Then yung alpha natin, since they are both even numbers, so alpha natin, multiply natin ng pi over 2. So yun, ganun lang. Then multiply lang natin ito. Then kung ano yung makuha nating sagot, yan na yung sagot natin dito. Okay? So, ayan. And what if kung yung upper boundary natin is, let's say, pi over 2. So, halimbawa, kapag yung upper boundary natin is pi. Okay? Instead of using pi dito sa upper limit, so, i-multiply mo na lang by 2. Okay? Para maging pi. So, halimbawa, multiply mo na lang siyang by 2. Halimbawa, kapag ito is naka-pi. Okay? So, ganun lang for the Wallis formula. So, let's try to solve. What is the integral of x cosine? So, ito yung inner function niya, So, we have 2x squared plus 7dx. So, paano natin isosolve? So, masosolve natin siya. Ito ang pinaka-fundamental, pinaka-basic dito sa mga integrals natin is through substitution, okay? So, let u is equal to 2x squared plus 7. Then, differentiate natin ito. So, we have du is equal to power rule for x dx. Okay? Then, isolate natin yung x. Okay, x dx pala, that is equal to 1 over 4 ng du. 1/4 ng du. Okay, so meron na tayo ditong equivalent value ng x dx. That is equal to 1/4 du. Okay, then yung 2x squared plus 7, that is equal to u. Okay, then we have 1/4 ng, so ilalabas natin yung constant, which is 1/4. So, integral ng cosine u du. So, integral niyan, that is equal to sin u, di ba? Sin u plus c. So, we have 1/4 ng sin u plus c. Then, balikan natin ito. So, yung u natin is equal to 2x squared plus 7. So, yan yung answer natin for problem 1. So, ganun lang kadali, guys, ano, pagdating sa substitution. Next naman, problem 2. Find the integral daw of 12 sin raised to 5x cosine 5x if the lower limit is 0 and the upper limit is pi over 2. Okay, so gagamit tayo ng Wallis formula dito kasi sin x, cosine x, ano magkatabi, pinag-multiply. So use Wallis formula. So since both m and n, so ito yung m and ito yung n natin, okay, hindi sila even number. So therefore yung alpha natin, that is equal to 1. Okay? So ganito yung magiging solution natin. So 12 multiplied by, so ito m minus 1. Okay? Then sunod, m minus 3. Okay? Then m minus 1. M minus 5 pala. Okay? So we have 5 minus 3, 2. Okay? Then ito naman, multiplied by n minus 1, n minus 3, then n minus 5, n minus 7, so on and so forth. Ano? Or hanggang sa matira dito is 2 or 1. Okay? Then dito naman, so we have m plus n. Ano? So we have m plus n, 5 plus 5, we have 10. Then ito naman, m plus n minus 2. So we have 10 minus 2, we have 8. Then m plus n minus 4. Okay, we have 6. Then m plus n minus 6. Okay, we have 4. Then m plus n minus 8. We have 2. So ito na yung pinakasagad, 2. Ano? Kasi m plus n minus 10, so 0 na yon. Hindi pwede mag-0 yung denominator natin kasi kapag minultiply natin yung 0 dito, magiging 0 yung denominator natin, which is hindi pwede. Okay? Then times alpha, yung alpha natin that is equal to 1. Then simplify natin. So we have 12 over 260. Okay? Or 0.10. Yan yung answer natin for problem 2. Okay po, next, problem 3 naman. So integrate natin ito. So we have a definite integral, so x squared over the quantity of x plus 1 raised to 4 dx. So paano natin siya isosolve? Unahin natin, substitution. Okay? So let u is equal to x plus 1. Okay? Then isolate natin yung x that is equal to u minus 1. So ito, that is equal to u raised to 4. Okay? Then ito naman magiging u minus 1 squared. Okay? Then dx is equal to du. Papalitan natin ito. Magiging du na. And since nagpalit tayo dito, nag-substitution tayo, huwag niyong kakalimutan na pati yung upper and lower limits natin, magkakaiba na rin yung value. Mapapalitan na rin yan. Okay? So set limits for u. So if x is equal to u, if x is equal to 0 pala, okay, so using this, okay, so 0 minus 1, yung x natin, I mean mali, kapag x pala is equal to 0, then isolate natin yung u, solve for u. So 0 plus 1, so u natin is equal to 1. Okay? And kapag yung x naman natin is equal to 1, okay, so we have 1 plus 1, yung u natin is equal to 2. So ito na yung magiging bagong limits natin. Okay, for the integral. Okay, papalitan natin yung 1 and 0 ng 2 and 1. Then, integrate natin. Ang gagawin natin, i-expand natin ito, then simplify natin by dividing itong numerator by the denominator. Okay, so we have u raised to negative 2. Okay, we have this function, u raised to negative 2 minus 2u raised to negative 3 plus u raised to negative 4. Gagawin na lang natin, power rule. Okay? So yan, power rule natin for the integral. Okay? So, ito na yung answer niya. So, since definite tayo, so wala nang c dyan. So, substitute na lang. Okay? So, yung upper natin, ito yung upper natin. Then, ito yung lower natin. Isusubtract natin yung lower sa upper. Okay? Then, we have 1 over 24 or 0.0416. Okay po? So, ayun. Pinakamadali na lang dyan pagdating sa board exam is you don't have to use these formulas eh. Pwedeng direkta na lang sa calculator nyo. Sa input nyo na lang sa calculator nyo, we have this x squared. So, para madalian na lang, then x plus 1. Input nyo lang itong function na to, So, 4 dx, 0 and 1. Ganun lang. Then, solve mo na lang. 1 over 24 yung lalabas. Okay? Instead na using the substitutions, pagdating sa mga definite integral. Pero pagdating sa indefinite, so ayun, kailangan mo siyang sauluhin yung mga formulas. Pero kapag definite, madali kasi may upper lower limit na tayo. And meron tayong Caltech para dyan. So input nyo lang sa calculator. Meron kasing feature si calculator na kaya niya mag-integrate, di ba? So next, problem 4. So evaluate natin yung integral ng 3x squared plus 9y squared. Ano? If the interior limit, so meron tayong inner and outer integral dito, no? If the interior limit daw has an upper limit of y and lower limit of 0, so parang ano siya, 3x squared plus 9y squared, okay, dx dy. So yung interior limit niya, so 0 and y, okay, so y dito sa taas. Then yung pangalawa naman, so hindi siya ayusin lang natin. So pangalawang yung outer integral naman, so we have 0 and 2. Okay? So solve natin 'yan. Okay? So inner integral muna. So ang gagawin natin dito, so yung dx, okay? So ito magiging constant ito. Okay, yung y natin. So we have x cubed plus 9y squared x, So ito yung upper and lower limit natin. Then solve natin 'yan. Okay, so we have 10y cubed. Then next, integrate natin ito. Okay, so we have 0 and 2. Then dy. Okay? So solve natin 'yan. Ginamitan natin ang power rule. Okay? We have 5 over 2 times 16. Then we get 40. So yan yung answer natin for problem 4. For the problem 5 naman, so we have cosine 2x multiplied by e raised to sine 2x dx. So ang gagawin natin dito, so baka makita nyo na baka since magkatabi, meron tayong exponential, then trigo. Okay? So ang gagawin natin is mag-integration by parts tayo. Pero check nyo muna. Kung pwede tayo mag-substitution. So meron tayong sine, meron tayong cosine. So using integral, 'di ba? Differentiation, So halimbawa, derivative ng sine is cosine. Okay, so pwede tayong mag-substitute na lang. Okay, instead of using integration by parts para mas madali yung pag-solve natin. Okay, so let u natin is equal to sine to 2x, then derivative yan, that is equal to 2 cosine 2x dx. Okay, so we have cosine 2x dx that is equal to 1 half ng du. Okay? Then next, substitute natin. So ito, yung e raised to sine 2x, magiging e raised to u na lang yan. Then itong cosine 2x then dx natin, magiging 1 half du. Then ipagdugtong natin itong dalawa, then integrate. So ganun lang. So pinakamadali, eu, di ba? Integral niya, that is equal to eu plus c. Okay? So we have e raised to sine 2x over 2. So sinubstitute na lang natin yung u natin. Sin 2x yan over 2 plus c. So yan yung answer natin for problem 5. Next. So evaluate naman natin ito. Cosine x, the natural logarithm ng x, pinag-multiply yan. So dito, papasok na yung integration by parts. So let u is equal to ln x. So pwedeng alin dyan sa dalawa. So for me, pwede yung gamitin yung u is equal to cosine x, pero kung matatagalin yung pag-solve, so try ninyo or hindi nyo nakuha yung sagot, para hindi walang katapusan yung integration natin, yung integral ng v du. So pwede yung gamitin u is equal to ln x instead of cosine x, okay? So we have u is equal to ln x, then dv natin is equal to cosine x dx, then du natin is 1 over x dx, then v natin is sine x. Okay, then use this format. Okay, we have uv natin, ln x, cosine x, sine x pala, then minus the integral of sine x multiplied by 1 over x dx. Okay, so we have this integral ng sine x over x dx. So ito, hindi natin siya masosolve using elementary functions. So ano yung mga elementary functions? Yun na yung mga formulas na binigay natin sa previous slide. So ito, it is an example of a special function. Okay? So itong sin x over x dx. So hindi mo siya masosolve using elementary formulas or yung mga functions na or yung mga formulas pala na binigay ko kanina. So yung sin x over x dx, that is equal to SI over x. So biyad na siya sa engineering calculus, ano. So meron tayong mga special na functions. Okay, so we have SIX, ganon. Ano, so instead of using this, ano, so we have our solving for the elementary function. So hindi mo talaga makukuha yung elementary values nito. So we have special functions for that. So we have SIX, ano, plus C. So ito yung answer natin for problem 6. Okay? Next, problem 7. So, evaluate the integral of arc sin y dy. Then we have upper and lower limit of 1 and 0. Okay, respectively. So, pwede yung gamitan ito ng calculator. Okay, so meron tayo dyang sin raised to negative 1 na function. Okay, sa calculator nyo. So, input nyo lang ganito. Okay, parang x dx, ano. So, ganun lang. Then, solve. Okay? Or kung sa ulo niyo yung formula, so we have, kasi mahaba ito, u arc sin u plus the square root of 1 minus u squared plus c. Okay? So, substitute nyo na lang. Ito, so using this format, so we have y arc sin y, kasi y yung ginamit natin na variable dito, plus the square root of 1 minus y squared. Then, substitute natin yung upper and lower limits. Okay? Then, pi over 2 minus 1. Okay? That is equal to 0.5708. Always remember, kapag hindi naka-degrees, okay, yung upper and lower limit natin, use radians. Okay? Huwag kayong gumamit ng degrees. Okay? Pag mga ganitong involve yung trigonometric or inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, next. So, evaluate naman natin ito. So, we have e raised to negative y, hyperbolic sine y dy. Ano? Yung integral niya. So, indefinite integral ito. So, kung matatanda natin, yung definition, di ba, ng hyperbolic sine, that is equal to e raised to y minus e raised to negative y over 2. So, sa cos naman, or hindi cos, hyperbolic cosine, so we have e raised to y plus e raised to negative y over 2. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong na lang. So, isa-substitute na lang natin yung definition dito. Okay? So, we have integral nito. So, e raised to negative y multiplied by ey. So, we have negative y plus y. I-add lang natin itong exponents, ano? So, we have 1. Okay? Then, labas natin itong 1 half na to. Okay? So, we have 1 minus e raised to negative 2y dy. Then, pwede na natin siyang i-integrate. Okay? So, ayan. We have y minus e raised to negative 2y. Ano? So, power function lang ito. Okay? Over negative 2 plus c. Okay? Then, simplify pa natin. Okay? So, distribute natin yung 1 half dito. So, we have 1 half y. Okay? Plus, so, yung negative 2 dito, multiply natin sa negative sa taas. So, magiging positive. Plus, 1 half times 1 half, we have 1/4 e raised to negative 2y plus n. Yan yung answer natin for problem A. Okay? So, next naman, application na tayo ng, ano bang tawag dito? Ng integral calculus. So, unahin muna natin yung plane areas. So, meron tayong dalawang case. So, we have the rectangular and polar coordinates. So, unahin muna natin yung rectangular coordinates. So, halimbawa, meron tayo ditong area. Ano? And di natin makuha yung area nitong shape na to. Okay? Pero makikita natin na meron tayo ditong limit. So, halimbawa, mali ito eh. Should be R. Then ito should be L. Okay? XR and XL. Okay? Then, in terms of Y naman, so we have upper and lower limit. Okay? So, we have right limit and left limit. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, kukuha lang tayo ng strip dyan. Okay? Let's say, instead of using this, instead of using horizontal or itong right and lower limit, gamitin natin itong vertical strip, dx. Okay? Kumuha tayo ng dx. Okay? Then, ito naman, kunin natin yung area nito. So, we have y upper minus yl. So, we have area is equal to dx multiplied by y upper, y lower. Okay? So, parang yan yung area nitong strip na to. Pero since yung kinukuha natin is yung kabuuan, so mag-integrate tayo dyan. Okay? So, kapag using horizontal strips, halimbawa, ito, for this case, so we have area is equal to Yung dy, ito yung height niya, nung strip natin, multiplied by xr minus xl. Okay? Pero since kinukuha natin yung kabuuan niya, okay, we have a is equal to y over y2, y1, yan yung upper and lower limit natin, multiplied by x dy. So yung x natin, that is equal to xr minus xl. Okay? So ito yung y2 and y1 naman, so may limit tayo dyan. Okay, so usually, halimbawa sa curves, intersection yan ng mga curves or nung lines and curves na na-mention dun sa problem. So mamaya, mas maintindihan nyo yan kapag nag-solve na tayo. Okay? Kapag vertical strip naman, halimbawa, ito, okay, a is equal to y dx. Then yung upper limit and lower limit natin is x2 and x1. Right? Okay. So we have y upper minus y lower. Okay, y upper minus y lower dx. Okay? So ayan, para makuha natin yung area. So ito, differential area ito, no? So ito, kasi differential strip yung kinukuha natin. Okay, so yan lang naman kapag rectangular. How about kapag polar? So kapag polar, halimbawa, kukuha tayo ng parang pie strip, ano? So piece, halimbawa ito, ano? So naka-polar coordinate siya, coordinate system. So meron tayo, let's say may radius siya. Ano, then kukuha tayo ng pie strip diyan. Okay, so ito. So ito yung d theta natin. Yan, yan, yan. Yan yung d theta natin. Then may upper and lower limit din tayo. So we have theta 1. Halimbawa, ito yung reference point natin. Okay? So ito yung theta 1, which is the lower limit. Then ito yung pinakasagad, theta 2, which is the upper limit. Okay? Then ito yung differential, theta natin. Okay? Para makuha natin yung area nitong kabuuan, that is equal to 1/2. Okay? Use this formula. Theta 2, theta 1 for the limits, then r squared d theta. Okay? So, ayan. Then, next naman, length of arc. So, rectangular coordinates. Correction lang. Ano? So, halimbawa, ito, may curve tayo dito, then kukunin natin yung length nito. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, kukuha tayo ng portion dyan. Okay? Then, kapag zoom natin, okay, parang, halimbawa, ganito yan, yung behavior ng curve natin. Then, ang gagawin natin, kukuha tayo ng strip dyan. Okay? Then, yung strip na yun, that will be ds. Okay? Then, kukuha natin yung equivalent height and horizontal length niya, differential strip, differential length niya in terms of vertical and horizontal. Kapag vertical, tawagin natin as dy, and kapag horizontal naman is dx. And makabuo tayo ng triangle dyan. Ano? Kapag i-relate natin siya sa ds. So, yung ds, magiging hypotenuse niyan, ano? Kasi right triangle, di ba? Okay? Then, kapag solve natin yung kabuuan, okay? So, we will be using this formula. Okay, so halimbawa, ito yung x2, value ng x2 niya. Kinukuha natin yung differential length nito, ay yung length nito, ng arc nito, between x2, between point 1 and point 2. Point 1 and point 2. Okay, so halimbawa, ito x2, then ito naman, x1. Okay, so yan yung magiging limit natin. Okay, then use this formula, 1 plus, halimbawa, binigay yung, tawag dito, yung function y is equal to f of x, then dy over dx, differentiate mo lang. Okay, then isalpak nyo dito sa loob ng square root, then solve nyo na yung s. Ganun lang yung formula natin dyan, ano? Then kapag dy naman, baliktad, okay? Kapag hindi dx yung ginamit niyo, dy yung ginamit, so papalitan nyo lang yung limits in terms of y, ano, then dx over dy, so gagawin nyo, x, ganito. Okay? Para makuha nyo yung x prime or the derivative ng x with respect to y. Okay? So next naman, kapag polar coordinates, so hindi na natin masyadong i-elaborate ito. Ano, so ito lang yung guide dyan. Halimbawa, so we have r is equal to f ng theta. So usually, given naman yung theta 2 and theta 1. Or if not, ano, umiikot lang yan sa ano sa pi, 2 pi, ganyan, 4 pi, or pi over 4, pi over 2. Okay, so i-analyze natin yan later on, ano, kapag nag-solve na tayo. Ganyan yung mga limits natin pagdating sa polar curves. Ano? So, yung r squared natin, ganito yung function niya, r is equal to f theta. So, kunin nyo lang yung derivative niyan, then isasalpak nyo dito. Okay, then yung r squared, ito. Isi-squared nyo lang itong function na to. Okay, then solve for it. So, ganun lang, pagdating sa polar curves. So, let's try to solve na some problems here. So, problem 10. So, what is the area bounded by the curve and the line x squared is equal to negative 9y and the line, so, confusing. Ito yung curve natin. By the curve, x squared is equal to negative 9y and the curve y plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so halimbawa, kung i-imagine niyo, hindi niyo na kailangan pang i-plot itong function na to or itong mga curves and lines na to. So instead, ang gawin niyo, imagine niyo na lang sa isang Cartesian plane. So meron tayong, let's say, curve na ganito. Okay? So ganito yung parang curve niya. So x squared is equal to negative 9y. So x squared, quadratic. So balikan natin yung analytic geometry. So kapag ganun, parabola siya, di ba? So halimbawa, ganito. Then may line tayo, y is equal to negative 1. So halimbawa, nandito. Okay. So halimbawa, ang kinukuha niyan, area bounded by this curve. So itong part na to. Okay, yung sinade kong part. So syempre, para makuha natin yan, yung area nito, so kailangan natin ng point of intersection nitong dalawang curves. So pinaka-importante talaga dyan, kahit given lang yung mga curves and lines natin, para makuha natin yung area, is unahin muna natin kunin yung point of intersection nun. So paano natin yun makuha? Write both equations in terms of y. Halimbawa, itong x squared is equal to negative 9y, isolate natin yung y. Okay, that is equal to negative x squared over 9. How about ito naman, y is equal to negative 1. Di ba? So, gagawin natin, ipag-equate natin ito, okay? Itong dalawang yan. So, we have negative x squared over 9 is equal to negative 1. Then, solve for x. Ganun. Okay? So, x squared is equal to 9. Dalawa yung kalalabasan niya. It could be x is equal to negative 3. Then, x is equal to positive 3. So, therefore, magmi-meet daw itong mag-intersect daw itong curve and line na to at points x is equal to negative 3 and x is equal to positive 3. So ito na yung magiging upper and lower limit nyo. Okay? So ito yung magiging lower, upper. Okay? Then gawin niyo, so di nyo alam. Okay, di nyo alam kung ano yung tawag dito. Yung since dx ang ginagamit natin, we will be using upper and lower function, okay? Upper y or lower y. Halimbawa, ito yung strip 'di ba natin? Halimbawa, ito yung dx. So ito yung, let's say, y upper, then ito naman yung y lower. Di nyo alam dito sa dalawa kung ano yung y upper and y lower. Okay? So pili lang kayo. So we have negative x squared over 9. So halimbawa, ito yung y upper. Then ito naman yung y lower. Okay? So, negative 1. Then, kapag sinolve nyo yan, rektan nyo na lang sa calculator, So, don't forget yung negative sign, So, be careful sa mga signs na ginagamit. So, yung makakuha natin dyan, so, hindi na natin masyadong i-explain ito, So, ito, power rule lang naman ito. Then, sinimplify natin. Kasi pwede naman siya i-solve through calculator, For square root, for, tawag dito, square unit, yung sagot. Okay? So, halimbawa, ang makuha niyo ang ginamit niyo yung y upper is y is equal to negative 1. So, ang mangyayari dyan, so dito na lang sa gitna. So, we have 3 negative 3. So, negative 1 minus negative x squared over 9 dx. Okay? Yung makuha niyong sagot dyan is equal to negative 4. Okay? So, hindi yan yung correct answer, pero same lang din naman yung whole numbers na na-mention. Okay? So, ang mangyayari lang dyan is gawin mo lang positive. So, kahit nabaliktad mo siya, makakuha mo pa rin yung sagot na 4. Okay? And hindi rin pwede maging negative yung area, di ba? So, ayun. Yung answer dyan is 4. Okay? So, okay lang. Kahit nabaliktad mo siya, makakuha mo pa din yung sagot which is 4. Okay? Pero yung pinakatamang sagot dito is ito. Okay? Kasi, kung ipa-plot mo pa siya, it would be time consuming for you to solve this problem. So, ang mangyayari dyan, maubusan ka ng oras kasi iisipin, magpa-plot ka pa para ma-identify mo kung ano yung y upper and y lower. So, ang gawin mo na lang, so we have these two equations. So, ang isa line, ang isa parabola by observing the function itself. Then next, kunin mo yung points of intersection niya. Okay? Then next, solve the integral. Okay? So next naman, so find the area bounded by the curves y squared is equal to negative 6x and x squared is equal to 6y. Kung i-observe natin, dalawang parabola ito, ano? Okay, kasi nako-quadratic siya. Okay? So we have find intersection points. So we have y is equal to square root of 6x. Okay? Then for x squared is equal to 6y, we have y is equal to x squared over 6. Then ipag-equate natin tong dalawa. Okay? Solve for x. Okay? So we have x is equal to 0, then x is equal to 6. Okay, so meron na tayong dalawang points of intersection. So yan na yung gagamitin mong upper and lower limits. Okay? So we have this, y upper natin is ito, then y lower natin is ito. Okay. So solve dyan. So input nyo lang ito sa calculator, makuha yung sagot. We have 12 square unit squared or square units. Okay? So kapag binaliktad nyo ulit, so we have a is equal to 6, 0. Then we have x squared over 6 minus 6x dx. So ang makuha nyo dyan is equal to negative 12. Okay? Ang importante, makuha nyo yung 12, yun na yung sagot. Ano? So next, problem 12, find the area bounded by y is equal to the quantity of 11 minus square root of x. Okay? The lines, meron tayong 3x is equal to 2. So meron pang isa, x is equal to 10. Okay? And the x-axis. Okay, so meron na tayong tatlong limits. 3x is equal to 2, x is equal to 10, then x-axis pa. So anong gagamitin natin dyan? Okay, so ang gawin ninyo, we have find the limit. So meron tayong 3x is equal to 2. We have x is equal to 2/3. Okay, then x is equal to 10. So halimbawa, ito Cartesian. So pag mga ganito, pag hindi nyo ma-identify, so pwede kayo mag-plot. Ano, pero madalian lang. So halimbawa, x is equal to 2/3. So yung 2/3, let's say sabihin natin nandito yon. Okay? Then x is equal to 10. So let's say nandito yon. Okay? Then the x-axis, yung x-axis natin is ito. Okay? So therefore, may dalawa na tayong na-mention na limits dito, which is yung x is equal to 2/3, then x is equal to 10. So yung x-axis, in terms of y is equal to 0, yan eh. So hindi na natin siya magagamit. Ito yung magagamit natin ng upper and lower limits. Okay? Guide lang ito, y is equal to 0. So gagawin natin, meron na tayong limits. Ano? So we have x is equal to 2/3. So ito yung magiging lower limit, then ito yung magiging upper limit, which is 10. Okay? Then, input niyo ito. Okay? Y dx. Okay? So we have 3x is equal to 2. So, ayan, x is equal to 10. So ito yung magiging lower limit, then ito yung magiging upper limit. Okay? Salpak nyo lang ito multiplied by dx. Itong y is equal to f of x. Okay? So, ganun lang. Isolve mo lang. Ano, then input nyo lang sa calculator. Ito yung makuha nyo sagot. 81.95 square units. Ano? So, next, problem 13. So, find the area. So, pag ganito ang problem, ano? So, we have find the area in the first quadrant bounded by the curves y is equal to sine x. So, kung maalala ninyo, ano yung curving natin kapag sine? So, yung sine natin, magagaling yan dito. So, ganito yung behavior niya. Ano? So, ito, pi over 2. Ang pi over 4 pala. Then ito, tama ba? Wait lang ah. Pi over 4. Then nandito yung pi over, wait lang. Okay, mag-meet siya dito. Wait lang, ayusin lang natin yung ano no, curve natin sa sine function. So, ayan, wait lang. I-erase ko lang to ulit. So, ayusin natin yung paka-drawing ng sine function. Halimbawa, sa sine function, ganito yung graphing niya eh. Okay, so, halimbawa, kapag sine, mag-start yung graphing niya dito sa 0. So, sine 0 is equal to 0. So, check nga natin sa calculator. So, sine 0 is equal to 0, ano? So, start siya dito. Then, ganito yung curve niya. Okay? So, ito, at this point, ano? So, ito magiging, ito pi over 4 ito. So ito, wag niyong kakalimutan ano yung graphing niya. So, pi over 2, yung pi over 2 natin, that is equal to sin 90. Ano? So, we have sin 90, ilan ba yan? So, using degrees, so we have 1. So, ito yung pinakasagad niya, 1. Ano? Okay? Then, next naman, ito, we have, ilan ba yan? So, we have 3 pi over 4. Then, dito naman, that is equal to pi. Okay? Dito. So, pi is equal to 180 degrees. So, sin 180, ano, equal lang yan sa sin 0. So, 0 yan. Okay? Then, so on and so forth. Ayun. Then, dito naman, pinakasagad. So, we have 3 pi over 2. Ito yun. Okay? Then, we have 3 pi over 2, then 2 pi. Balik siya ulit sa 0. Okay? So, kapag sa Cartesian plane, halimbawa, bilog ito. Okay, yung sign natin, di ba? So, ito yung first quadrant. Okay, so ito 0 degrees. So, ito 90 degrees. Ano equivalent ng 90 degrees natin? We have pi over 2. Right? So, 90 degrees is equal to pi over 2. Okay, so dapat wag yung kakalimutan ano, yung mga ganitong mga conversion natin, radians to degrees, ano. And yung sine and cosine, yun yung pinaka-importante, yung graphing natin dyan. So, we have y is equal to sine x. Y is equal to cosine x pa pala. Okay, how about cosine x? So, ayan, erase ko lang ito. So, kapag cosine x naman, so siguro ang gawin na lang natin is ipag-merge natin yung dalawa function. Ano. So, yung sin x kasi, ganito yung graphing niya. Or, wait lang. Ayusin na natin. Time graph. So, ayan. Yan, ganito. So, halimbawa, ito, pi. Then, ito, pi over 2. So, ito yung sin x. Kapag cosine x kasi, ganito yan. Start siya dito. Cosine 0 is equal to 1. Ano? So, ganito yung graphing niya dyan. Okay? So, ganito yan. Yung graphing niya dyan. Okay? So, halimbawa, pi over 2. Then, dito, mag-intersect yung, ano, yung sine and cosine. So, halimbawa, sin x is equal to cosine x. Ano? Then, lipat natin yung cosine x dito sa baba. So, sin x over cosine x is equal to 1. Then, always remember, sin x over cosine x is equal to tangent x, di ba? Okay, so we have tangent x is equal to 1. Ano, solve for inverse tangent. So, using radians, ano kasi, naka 1 tayo dyan. So, inverse tangent ng 1, that is equal to pi over 4. Okay, so ito, pi over 4 yan. So, sabi daw, find the area in the first quadrant bounded by the curve. So, yung first quadrant natin between 0 and 90 degrees. Okay, so nandito yan. Okay. So, ito yung curve natin. Ito yung cosine x. So, yung kinukuha natin na area dyan is ito. And ito. Okay? So, find the integral. A is equal to pi over 4 times 0. Cosine x minus sine x. Okay, ito yung cosine x minus sine x dx. Okay, hindi ko kasi siya maano eh. Pero ito, sin x yan. Ano? Hindi ko nabuburahin yung drawing ko para hindi kayo rito. Ano? So, yung area. So, ito yung y upper natin. Ano, cosine x. Kasi mas mataas yung graphing niya. Ano yung curve niya kaysa sa sin x dito. Ano, minus sin x dx. So, we have sin x. Okay, solving for this. We have 0.414. Okay. 414 square unit. Okay? So, yan yung boundary niya. Next naman, so yan, wait lang. So, kung titingnan natin, first quadrant. Okay, so yung pi over 4, yung limit natin hanggang dito yan. But hindi natin na-consider yung 90 degrees, okay, which is equal to pi over 2. So ang gagawin natin, 0.414 times 2. Okay, that is equal to 0.828. Okay, square unit. So ito yung pinaka-answer natin, hindi itong isa. Okay, so correction ko lang. Okay, kasi na-consider natin dito sa 0.414 is itong side na to. Okay, so magkakaroon ng shift. Okay, so yung 90 degrees nandito yan. Okay, so dapat i-consider natin yung portion din na to. Okay, so ang mangyayari, nasa taas na yung sin x, ano? So, let's try solving din, ano? So, we have sin x minus cosine x. Kung same lang, kung 0.414, ano? So, we have pi over 4 to pi. Ang pi over 2. Yung upper limit natin. So, we have 0.414 lang din, ano? So, yung first area kasi, ito yung tamang formula natin, but hindi natin na-consider yung isa. Itong part na to. So, that is equal to, ito yung area 1. Area 2 natin, that is equal to pi over 4 to pi over 2. Okay? We have sin x. Binaliktad na natin, ano? Minus cosine x dx. So, dapat kabisado nyo yung, ano, yung pattern ng graphing ng sin x and cosine x, ano? So, ipa-plot nyo siya. Okay? Pero madali lang naman eh. So, yung sin x and cosine x. Next. Problem 14. So, kukompute natin yung area using polar coordinates. So, ito naka-polar coordinates siya. So, ito yung formula natin for the polar coordinates, di ba? When computing the area. Okay, r squared natin. Okay, kung matatanda natin, di ba? So, yung cosine natin, ganito yung graphing niya. So, ayusin na lang natin. So, yan. Ito yung graphing ng sine natin. Okay? So, kung matatanda ninyo, cosine theta ito. So, therefore, positive side ito, ano? So, yung positive yung kino-consider natin yan. Okay? So, therefore, yung cosine theta natin should be greater than 0 from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. Saan yung negative pi over 2? Okay? So, yung negative pi over 2, nandito yan. Okay? So, ito, pi over 2. Okay, kung matatandaan ninyo, cosine pi over 2, that is equal to 90 degrees, ano? Cosine 90 is equal to 0. Okay? So, ang kino-consider lang natin is positive sign. Bakit? Positive side. Bakit? Kasi positive ito. Hindi siya naka-negative. So, yung positive side yung i-consider natin. So, pwedeng, yung upper and lower limit natin, ano, so ito yung formula, ano, as is lang, substitute nyo lang ito, pero kinukuha natin is yung upper and lower limit. So, pwedeng gawin niyo since symmetrical naman ito, ano, so yung lower limit natin is 0, okay, then yung upper limit natin is pi over 2, then multiply nyo lang sa 2. Okay, para ma-consider natin itong other half. Okay? Or pwedeng ganito. Okay? So, we have labas natin yung ano, yung constant. 2 times 1 half, magiging 1 na lang ito. Okay, cosine theta d theta. Then solve for it. We have 32 square unit. Or pwedeng ito, i-multiply nyo lang. Ano, magkaiba lang sa upper and lower limit. Same lang din yung makuha nating sagot dyan. Next. Find the length of arc of x squared plus y squared is equal to 64 from x is equal to negative 1 to x is equal to negative 3. So ito, example ito ng, kung titingnan na natin ito from analytic geometry, circle ito, di ba? So yung origin niya, 0 to 0, then yung radius niya, that is equal to square root ng 64, that is equal to 8. Okay? So we have x minus 0 plus y minus 0 squared is equal to r squared. Okay? So in the second quadrant daw, from x is equal to negative 1 to x is equal to negative 3. Okay, so halimbawa, ito yung Cartesian plane natin. Ito yung bilog. Ano? From x is equal to negative 1, saan yung x is equal to negative 1? Nandito sa baba. Okay? Ay, hindi na sa baba. Nandito. Okay? To x is equal to negative 3. Okay, so ganun lang kadali, ano? So itong portion lang na to. yung kukuhanan natin. So, R is equal to 8. So, L is equal to, ito yung formula natin for the length of arc. I'm sorry, hindi pala siya area. Yung length of arc pala. So, i-redraw natin. Lakihan natin para mas maintindihan nyo. So, halimbawa, um, ito yung bilog. Okay. So, ito yung x is equal to -1. Then, ito yung -3. So, yung kinukuha natin na length of arc is itong portion na to. Para makuha natin yan, we will be using this formula. So, yung a natin is -3. Okay? Then, ito is -1. Okay? Kasi mas mababa yung -3 sa -1. Then, y prime, kunin natin yung derivative nito. Okay? So, y is equal to, isolate natin yung y, square root of 64 minus x squared, derivative niya is equal to -x over the square root of 64 minus x squared. Then, isalpak natin dyan sa formula. Ganun lang. So, pwede yung input ito sa calculator, then solve. So, we have 2.07 units, for problem 15. Next. So, find the length of curve of y is equal to natural logarithm ng x from x is equal to square root of 3 to x is equal to 2 square root of 2. So, solution natin, y is equal to ln x. So, y prime is equal to 1 over x. Ito yung formula natin for the arc length. Okay? So, we have square root of 3 to square root of 2. Anong equivalent ng square root of 3? We have 1.73. How about 2 square root of 2? We have 2.828. So, ito magiging lower limit. Ito yung magiging upper limit. Okay? Then, solve for? Okay? Solve for the integral or the arc length itself. Okay? So, we have square root of x squared plus 1 over x dx. Actually, pwede nyo na tong isalpak sa calculator, pero matagal yung processing niyan, syempre. Kasi may radical tayo, then naka-fraction pa. Okay? Then, if using substitution, halimbawa, ito, u is equal to square root of x squared plus 1, then u is equal to x squared plus, u squared is equal to x squared plus 1, then x squared is equal to u squared minus 1. So, isa-substitute mo yan dito, So, since substitution ka, therefore, yung upper and lower limit mo, mag-iiba din. Magsa-substitute din yan. Okay? So, we have 1 plus 1 half ln 3 half. Okay? So, ayan. Okay na? Next. So, problem 17. Find the total length ng cardioid natin. R is equal to A multiplied by 1 plus cosine theta. So, ang cardioid, ganito yung shape niya, no? So, parang puso siya. Okay? Ganito yung shape ng cardioid, So, para makuha natin yung total length ng cardioid, so, ano bang tawag dito? Naka-polar coordinate system siya. So, arc length. So, ganito lang yung formula. Meron na tayong R. Isi-square lang natin ito, Then, kunin natin yung derivative nito. So, R prime is equal to negative A sin theta. Then, salpak natin dito. So, loob ng square root, so we have R squared plus dr over d theta squared. So, we have, anong nangyari dyan? We have, ito, yung R squared natin, A squared multiplied by 1 squared plus cosine theta plus times 1. We have cosine theta times 2. We have 2 cosine theta plus cosine squared theta. So, ito yung R squared. Then, how about ito? dr over d theta. Okay, so we have, ito. Um, that is equal to E squared sin squared theta, So, we have, multiply mo lang ito, ay, pwede ipasok dito, kasi ma-isolate lang naman itong A squared or mahiwalay. So, we have sin squared theta. Okay, so itong part na to, yan yung R squared. Then, ito naman, that will be the R prime squared. Okay? So, we have, ito na siya. Then, ang gawin natin, so, matatandaan natin, we have 1 plus 2 cosine theta, cosine squared theta, plus sin squared theta. So, ito, Pythagorean identity, di ba? That is equal to 1. Okay, then 1 plus 1, we have 2. 2 plus 2 cosine theta, isolate natin, iwalay natin yung t. So, we have, wait lang. Saan na yun? Alisin muna natin yung 4a. So, check natin. Ito. So, ang mangyayari dyan, so we have a squared to 1 plus cosine theta Then, kung matatandaan natin, 1 plus cosine theta, pwede tayong gumamit ng power reduction na identity. Ano? So, ano yung power reduction identity na yon? So, kung matatandaan ninyo, ano? So, halimbawa, we have this 2 cosine theta. Okay, so we have cosine squared theta is equal to 1 plus 2 cosine theta over 2. Okay, mali-mali. So, we have cosine 2 theta pala. Sorry. So, cosine 2 theta over 2. Okay? But kung half angle siya, cosine squared theta over 2, okay, that is equal to 1 plus cosine theta over 2. Okay? So, 1 plus cosine theta, iwalay lang natin tong 2 over 2, cross multiply. So, we have 2 cosine squared, ano, ng theta over 2, that is equal to 1 plus cosine theta. Okay? So, therefore, we have for a squared, cosine squared theta 2. So, halimbawa, ito. Ito, ano, so we have 2a squared, um, 1 plus cosine theta. Kasya pa ba? Wait lang. Dito na lang sa baba. Um, saan yun? So we have 2a squared, 1 plus cosine theta. So ito sinusulat ko. So focus lang kayo dito. So we have 1 plus cosine theta is equal to 2 cosine squared theta over 2. Okay. So we have, ito, 2a squared times, ito 2 cosine, copy ko lang ito, squared times theta over 2. Okay, so magiging 4a squared cosine squared theta over 2. So yan yung power reduction identity. So ito kaya tayo naka-aray dito, no? Pero if not, okay lang naman kahit hindi nyo sa uluhin ito. So from here, pwede nyo na siyang i-integrate. Ano? So total length ng cardioid, so ito from 0 to 360 degrees yan, ano? So yung buong ikot niyan, that is equal to 2 theta 2 pi. Or pwede naman, kung ayaw yung 2 pi, so pwedeng kalahati kasi symmetrical lang naman ng cardioid, ano? So from 0 to pi, then multiply nyo na lang sa 2. Okay, so we have ito. Okay, so that is equal to 8a. So pwedeng ito yung isalpak ninyo. Ano? So ito kasi, kung bakit magtatanong kayo, erase natin ito. Ano? So in case magtatanong kayo, ba't tayo naka-arrive dito from here for a squared? So may square root tayo, no? So square root nito, that is equal to 2a cosine theta over 2. Ano, d theta. Then, set tayo ng limits, 0 to 2 pi, or pwede rin naman, pi lang. Then, i-multiply mo sa 2 kasi symmetrical lang ang cardioid, ano? So, ganun lang. Okay? So, next, last problem. So, meron daw tayong cow na nakatay sa silo of radius 10 meters. So, yung silo natin, bilog yan, ano? Having a radius 10 meters by a rope just long enough for the cow to reach the opposite side of the silo. So, yung inanap dito is yung area available, yung grazing area for the cow. So, paano siya gagawin? So, plot tayo dito. Ano? So, kailangan natin mag-plot pag ganito mga application. So, yung pula na yan, nandyan yung cow, ano? So, halimbawa, dyan din parang naka-tarik yung ano, yung rope, ano? So, ito yung silo, bilog yan. Ano? Then yung radius niyan, that is equal to 10 meters. Then itong pula, yan yung length ng rope natin. Yan yung mismong rope. Ano? So halimbawa, sabi dito, yung cow kasi, kaya niyang ma-reach yung opposite side ng silo. Halimbawa, nandito yung silo, pwede niyang ma-reach tong opposite side na to. Okay, so yan yung limit ng ng rope na nitong cow. Okay, so tatandaan nyo, yung radius natin nitong silo na to, that is equal to 10 meters, okay? So, halimbawa, ang mangyayari dyan, gusto nitong cow na ma-reach itong other side. So, may part ng rope na mako-cover niya yung circumference. Okay? Mako-cover niya yung circumference nitong silo, then may part din na parang na-extend. Okay? So, halimbawa, ito yung cow, ano? So, ito yung cow, tapos ito yung rope, ano? So, halimbawa, galing siya dito and gusto niyang ma-reach, hanggang ma-reach niya ito. So, halimbawa, pag na-reach niya ito, is wala ng extension part nito. Okay? So, anong nangyari, yung length natin, that is equal to the half circumference nitong circle na to. Yung length ng rope. Okay? So, halimbawa, let S, yan yung portion ng rope na nasa circumference, then yung R naman, so yan yung extended part ng rope natin. Okay, papunta dito sa cow. Ito yung end part, nandito yung cow. Okay, so anong nangyari? Habang ni-reach nitong cow, itong other side ng silo is nagbabawas yung value ng R at tumataas yung value ng S, which is yung nako-cover na circumference nitong silo na to. Okay? So, ito yung radius ng silo. Okay, then assign tayo ng theta. Okay, which is itong bisected angle nito. Okay, so ito 10 meters din ito. So, let S be the arc length nitong circle na to. Okay? So, paano natin siya kukunin? Sa halimbawa, ito, pag yung movement kasi ng cow, okay, from here to here, ano, so, magkikreate siyang ganitong pattern, ano. So, parang, ano bang tawag? Parang involute siya, no? Then from here, magiging ganito yung pattern niya. Then once na na-reach niya na itong 90 degrees na ito, so free na siya. Ano, wala na siya dito sa part ng silo. So parang naka-reduce na siya, no? So, alibawa, ito yung rope natin, length ng rope. So, alibawa, pag na-reach niya itong portion na to, so yung rope natin, length ng rope, yan na yung parang magiging radius ng cow. Yung pinakasagad na kaya niyang ma-reach. So, hanggang sa part na ito, so parang makaka-create siya ng semicircle na area na kayang i-graze or maabot ng cow. Ano, then from here, ano, so 270 degrees. So same pattern lang din ulit hanggang ma-reach niya yung other side ng silo. Okay? So makaka-create tayo ng cardioid dyan. So ang kinukuha dito sa problem na ito is yung area nito. Okay, from this part, okay? Up and itong part na to. Okay? So yung sinigid ko. Ano? So, ayan. Para makuha natin yan, ihiwalay natin yung area. First is yung area ng semicircle. Kukunin natin. Then next is yung involute circle. Okay, which is itong part na to. Okay, hindi kasali ito sa loob, ano? Okay. So, paano natin yan makuha? So, d theta, mag-assign tayo. Okay, so itong parang strip nito, no, for the involute area. So, ito yung length ng rope natin. Itong pula, once na naka-reach siya 90 degrees to 70 degrees, magiging radius siya ng greater circle natin. Okay? So, length ng rope is equal to 10 pi. Saan galing yung 10 pi? So, kung matatandaan ninyo, ano? So, ito, okay, have a radius of 10. Itong silo na to. Okay? So, yung half circumference nito, okay? So, half circumference nito, that is equal to pi r. Circumference, that is equal to pi radius. And yung radius natin, 10, that is equal to 10 pi. Okay? So, halimbawa, na-cover niya yung buong ano. Halimbawa, ito nakapula, ano? So, ibahin natin yung kulay para hindi kayo lito, guys, ano? Um, ito na lang, pero palitan na natin ng pula. So, halimbawa, kayang ma-reach ng cow itong other side ng silo, which is ito. Okay? So, that is equal to 10 pi. Yan yung length ng rope natin. Okay? So, S natin. So, arc length, ito. So, arc length, di ba? That is equal to R theta. So, R natin is 10. 10 theta. S is equal to 10 theta. Then, R natin is length ng rope. So, ito, ang half circumference na to, that is equal to L rope lang naman. Okay? Minus S. So, we have 10 pi minus 10 theta. So, R is equal to 10 times pi minus theta. Okay? So, leave muna natin yan. So, gagamitin natin yan for involute, which is yung area na to. Okay? So, burahin ko lang. So, ayan. So, kunin muna natin yung area nito, nitong semicircle. Okay? So, meron tayo ng length ng rope. Okay? That is equal to 10 pi. So, computein na natin yan. Okay? 1/2, kalahati lang, ano? 1/2 pi r squared. We have 50 pi cube. Okay, next, gawin natin, area ng dalawang involute. So, itong isa, then ito. Okay, para makuha natin yan, that is equal to twice. So, isa lang. So, from 0 to pi. Okay. From 0 to pi, that is equal to 1 half r squared d theta. Okay? That is equal to 100. So, in-square natin yung r squared. So, ito, 1 half times 2. Magiging 1 lang yan. So, r squared natin. So, 10 times 10, 100 times pi minus theta squared d theta. Okay, we have ilan? Okay, 100 pi cube, over 3. Okay? So, yan yung area natin for the involute circle. Then next is ipag-add natin yung area 1, then area 2. Okay, next. So, ayan, add natin. Saan na ba tayo? So, we have 50 pi cube plus 100 over 3 pi cube. Okay? That is equal to 2583.86 meters squared. So, wag niyong kalimutan na yung upper boundary natin is pi. So, baka gawin niyo yung pi over 2. Okay? So, dapat makover natin yung cardioid pa din na part. So, instead na, na 2 pi, okay? So, pi over, pi na lang, then multiply natin sa 2. Okay? So, wag niyong kakalimutan na gamitin natin yung pi. So, kasi kino-consider natin yung cardioid eh. Hindi lang yung part na halimbawa, ito lang. Although, kung i-illustrate natin, hanggang pi over 2 siya, pero kung i-integrate natin, is consider natin yung buong cardioid, So, yan yung problem 18. Okay, so naintindihan guys. So, that ends our lecture for integral calculus 2. Then, pakisagutan na lang ng mga handouts natin, Then, ayun. Sa integral calculus 1 pala, sorry. So, sa integral calculus 2, so mga topics natin doon, yung ibang applications, So, we have the volume, Then, yung moment of inertia, ayun, centroid, using tawag dito, integral. Then, other applications. Okay?